Moral, Social and Cultural Studies, Grade 5, Volume 1, Lesson 1, Prehistory. From this lesson, we are discussing about how long ago was the Stone Age? Why do we call it the Stone Age? Learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, students will explore what life may have been like in the Stone Age. Investigate how we know about people from the Stone Age. Key vocabulary: Stone Age, nomadic, archaeologists, artifacts, settle. Definitions: Stone Age, people living over 3000 years ago who used tools made of stone. Nomadic, moving from place to place to find food and water. Archaeologist, person who studies human history through artifact or other physical objects. Artifact, type of object used and often made by humans. Settle, to stay in one place. What is prehistory? It is a period of time before written records. Archaeologists work like detectives looking for evidence. They use this evidence to build up a picture of life in the past. The remains of homes and temples show how people lived and worshipped. Tools and weapons give clues about the way people worked and fought in ancient villages, fields, and forts. By examining remains, experts can work out when a person lived. Sometimes they can even suggest what they look like. Try to answer for these questions. How do we know about prehistory? Prehistoric people left no written records, so how do we know about their lives? Ages in history. The prehistoric period is divided into three ages. They are known as Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. Skills of prehistoric people. Stone Age. The earliest humans were hunters or gatherers. They survived by hunting animals and finding food to eat. Then they learned new skills like herding animals and growing crops. Bronze Age. Later, they discovered ways of making bronze in the Bronze Age. People learned to work with copper, tin, gold, and bronze. Iron Age. People in Britain learned to make iron around 800 BC. They used it to make the tools and weapons. Stone Age in the UAE. Stone Age life. Human society changed over many thousands of years. About 2.5 million years ago, our ancestors learned to use stone tools. They were nomadic, which means they moved from place to place in search of food. With tools, humans could more easily hunt animals for food and gather plants for food. Evidence has been found showing that people lived in the Arab Peninsula about 125,000 years ago. Archaeologists found tools made from stone called microliths, which were better than earlier stone tools. During this time, during this time period, people used tools made from stone, so this period is called the Stone Age. Artifacts, some artifacts pictures you can see. Think, what is this? How Stone Age people used it? What would be the life be like in a Stone Age village? What kind of food did they eat? What were their clothes made of? What jobs did they do? Let's discuss. Life in a Stone Age village. Stone Age hunters, gatherers had a catch or find everything they need or everything they ate. They moved from place to place in search of food. Early Stone Age people hunted with sharpened sticks. They used bows and arrows and spears tipped with flint or bone. People gathered nuts and fruits and dug up roots. They went fishing using nets and harpoons. Stone Age people cut up their food with sharpened stones and cooked it on a fire. They used animal skins to make clothes and shelters. They hunted for food every single day. Stages of Stone Age. The Stone Age lasted for over 2 million years. It's divided into the three different periods: the early, middle, and late Stone Age. Let's discuss. Old or early Stone Age is called Paleolithic. Early Stone Age people lived in a caves or very simple shelters. They made stone tools and survived by hunting and fishing. Middle Stone Age or Mesolithic. During the Middle Stone Age, people set up houses along river banks. Hunters often worked together as a team, using spears and bows and arrows, also domesticated dogs. What did they make their house from? Used brands of set up a frame. They used animal skin to cover the frame. It was a tiny house, but they used to sleep in it as store their weapons and tools. New, the late Stone Age, the Neolithic. During this period, people learned to farm and settled in small communities, kept livestock, used flint, antler, and bone to make tools, developed the skill of making clay pots, buried their dead in large tombs, and built huge stone circles for outdoor ceremonies. Let's discuss more about the Stone Age in the UAE. The oldest site that has been discovered in the Arabian Gulf is the site of Jebel Faya in the modern day Emirate of Sharjah. Stone tools discovered at Jebel Faya date back to 125,000 years ago. Another site in Sharjah at Suhaila was a stone tool making factory, which may be even older than Jebel Faya. What food did they eat? Although it is thought that farming largely began in the Neolithic time, when many more plant-based foods became part of people's diet. There is evidence that people were eating foods such as beans, seeds, lentils, nuts, and grains over 23,000 years ago in the Paleolithic period. Their diet was a lot more varied than you might think, including many plants that today we treat as weeds. How did they communicate? Symbols have been found alongside cave paintings in Europe, used repeatedly in the same clusters in different caves. Similar symbols have also been found on jewelry, suggesting that there were possibly a communication system in existence 30,000 years ago. Cave paintings, yes. Most cave paintings were of animals or hunters. A cave could be full of many paintings by many different painters. Many hand stencils have also been discovered. They use natural colors for mineral pigments. Some of the most impressive cave paintings have only been found in the last 100 years. There could be more out there we don't know about. This cave was discovered in 1880s in Spain. The carbon dioxide breathed out by visitors who were eager to see the cave paintings caused damage to paintings and the caves were closed. Art of Paleolithic period. Paleolithic paintings were discovered in Turkey in a city called Catalhok that dates back 9,000 years. Animals were usually the main subject of cave art. Cave paintings have been discovered in Spain and France. People living in caves decorated their walls with pictures of animals. Carving found on cave walls show giant bulls, stags, horses, bison, and birds. They also made necklaces and bracelets from tusk, bones, and shells, and made patterns with a red clay. The picture shows a cave painting. Describe what the painting shows. What do you think Stone Age people painted this? Describe the cave paintings. Why do you think Stone Age people painted it? It shows a hunter with a bow and arrow and the animals they try to hunt deer and gazelle. Why do you think Stone Age people painted these? Possible answers you could write. You can include your points to represent their real life and an important event. If they didn't hunt, they wouldn't get food. Like more points, you can include it. Why do you think that ancient people drew pictures of animals on cave walls? Explain. What do you think is happening in the cave paintings? Activity. What does archaeological evidence show that people lived in the Arabian Peninsula? When? Yes, 125,000 years. It's in Sharjah, present Sharjah, the location Jebel Fire. Why was the time period they lived called the Stone Age? Because tools were made of stones. That's why this period we are calling the Stone Age. Which emirate in the UAE contains the Suhaila archaeological site? Yes, it's also in Sharjah. We know Stone Age people lived in Jebel Fire because we have found the Stone Age tools. How does an archaeologist learn about prehistoric people? Studying the artifacts they left behind. What important thing did catalog show archaeologists? People started to settle. Thank you.